Good evening. We are bringing you some absolutely stunning developments from Abuja that have sent shockwaves through Nigeria's political landscape. Former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, along with his son and wife, have been ordered by an Abuja court to be remanded in Kuje prison. This is not a drill, and the implications of this ruling are massive for everyone watching the corruption fight in Nigeria. Let me break down exactly what happened and why this matters to every single Nigerian. Abubakar Malami served as the Attorney General under former President Muhammadu Buhari, and during his tenure, he was one of the most powerful legal figures in the country. He was the chief law officer, the person responsible for prosecuting corruption cases, and now the tables have completely turned. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has been investigating Malami over allegations of corruption, money laundering, and abuse of office, and things have escalated to a point where a federal high court in Abuja has made this extraordinary order. The court's decision came after the EFCC presented evidence suggesting that Malami, his son, and his wife were flight risks and could potentially interfere with ongoing investigations if they remained free. Now, when a court decides that someone needs to be remanded, it means they believe there is substantial reason to keep that person in custody while investigations and legal proceedings continue. This is not a conviction yet, but it is a significant step that shows the legal system is taking these allegations very seriously. What exactly is Malami accused of? The charges are weighty. We are talking about allegations involving billions of naira that supposedly went missing or were misappropriated during his time as Attorney General. There are claims about properties acquired both within Nigeria and abroad that allegedly cannot be explained by his legitimate earnings. The EFCC has been building this case for months, gathering documents, tracing financial transactions, and interviewing witnesses. The inclusion of his wife and son in this remand order suggests that investigators believe family members may have been used to hide assets or facilitate questionable transactions. Kuje prison is where Malami and his family members will now be held. This is the same correctional facility that has housed other high-profile inmates, and for someone who once wielded enormous power in Nigeria's justice system, this represents a dramatic fall from grace. The irony is not lost on anyone. This is the same man who was at the forefront of prosecuting others for corruption, and now he finds himself on the other side of the courtroom. The reaction across Nigeria has been intense. Social media is absolutely buzzing, with Nigerians expressing everything from satisfaction to skepticism. Some people are celebrating, saying this proves that nobody is above the law and that the current administration is serious about fighting corruption regardless of political affiliations. Others are more cautious, pointing out that we have seen powerful people arrested before, only for cases to drag on for years or mysteriously disappear. The cynicism is understandable, given Nigeria's history with corruption cases involving the elite. What makes this case particularly significant is the timing and the boldness of it. Going after a former Attorney General is not something any administration does lightly. It sends a message. Whether that message will be followed through with actual convictions remains to be seen, but the symbolism is powerful. For years, Nigerians have watched as politically connected individuals seemed untouchable, skating through scandals with little consequence. If this case proceeds properly and transparently, it could represent a turning point in how corruption is handled at the highest levels. Now, let us talk about what happens next. Malami and his family members will remain in Kuje prison until the court decides otherwise. Their legal team will likely file for bail, arguing that their clients are not flight risks and should be allowed to defend themselves from outside prison walls. The prosecution will oppose this, and the judge will have to weigh the arguments. Meanwhile, the EFCC will continue its investigation, possibly uncovering more evidence or even additional suspects. These cases typically move slowly through Nigeria's judicial system, so we should prepare for this to be a long process. The broader implication here is about accountability. Nigeria loses billions to corruption every single year. Money that should build hospitals, schools, and roads ends up in private pockets. When someone as senior as a former Attorney General faces these kinds of allegations, it exposes just how deep the problem goes. It also raises questions about what was happening during his tenure. If these allegations are proven true, how many other cases were compromised? How many prosecutions were influenced? These are uncomfortable questions that need answers. For those of you who have been following this channel and enjoying the way we break down these important stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we will be following this case very closely. Every development, every court appearance, every new piece of evidence, we will bring it to you in a way that makes sense and keeps you informed. Your engagement helps us continue doing this work, so drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think this prosecution will lead to actual convictions, or is this just another show that will fizzle out? The coming weeks and months will be crucial. Nigerians are watching, the international community is watching, and how this case unfolds will say a lot about where Nigeria is heading in terms of rule of law and fighting corruption. This is about more than just one man or one family. It is about whether the systems we have can actually deliver justice when it matters most. Malami's remand in Kuje prison is a dramatic chapter in this ongoing story, and we will be here to tell you exactly what happens next as events continue to unfold.